I'm Brian Jodas, 43, Hello Kitty.
And I'm Jamie Roseborough, 41, Repeato. And this is the F3 Circle of Trust.
From the F3 Nation Podcast Studios.
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
This is the COT Podcast, connecting the packs of F3 Nation through fitness, fellowship, and faith.
Andrew Maggio, 35, Wirebiter.
Mike Kirkos, 35, Saganaki.
Michael Barrett, 40, Rep Sleepy. Peter Ranky, 63, Bambi.
COT Podcast starts right now.
Shut up and sit down.
Back at you once again, and welcome to another episode of the F3 Circle of Trust show. It's your boy Hello Kitty along with Repeato. We have got tacos and burritos all up in our tummies after a great second F lunch with the fellas. Fiesta Friday, undefeated at not supposed to say the name of the place.
You don't give out trade secrets.
Yeah, but here we are, and hope you're well, my friend. Haven't seen you in about less than an hour. So.
Yeah, doing great after that lunch. Yeah, it's the second F Fiesta Friday. So the second Friday of the month, second effing at a Mexican restaurant of a PAX choosing here in the greater Carpex region.
Yeah, which is great. And shout out to the second FQs. Of course, one of the greatest to do it, none other than our friend Press On, who actually is on the line, joins us live.
Did he join in?
And we said, hey, let's get Press On in here. So let's take him right off the top of the show here. And a good Friday afternoon. Paul Gensler.
Yes.
Something. Press On. What's up, brother?
What's up, amigos?
Hola.
Man. Hola, amigo. ¿Cómo está?
Just sitting here with my boys, F3 Briefs and F3 Kramer.
Yeah, we got a new addition to the Gensler family there. You've always had Manny, AKF3 Briefs. Now a new puppy is into the mix. And a real name Cosmo, obviously after a name Kramer, makes a lot of sense.
Naturally.
Correct.
Bro, we just got off of an epic second F lunch. Some dudes had some beers. Some dudes had some burritos that were the size of Bartman's calf, East Coast Bartman's calf. Good Lord. How we feeling after that meal? Walk us through it. And then if you don't mind sharing with the packs, we score the lunch, right? 1 to 5. You always ask the guys to score it. So just your thoughts on the way everybody performed today.
We do. It was a nice little intimate setting, very quaint, authentic as hell. Call that.
Yeah.
And beers got on the table before the chips even, so that scored well. It's trending toward a very good score for the group. We're waiting on one outlier, but trending very good at the moment.
This is how serious this guy takes his second FQ duties. All the guys that attend the lunch then get a follow-up text looking for a score so then they can then compile the list, because you want to be able to give advice. You want to be able to lead the packs. You want to take them back to a crummy dump. Right. I get a feeling today's spot will score well.
Well, and I was late by about 15 minutes more than I wanted to. You guys had already ordered. Your food came right after I ordered, and then my food came right after your food came. It was
amazing.
They dialed it in back there.
Sure
in
did.
The casino.
They sure did. Well, listen, Press, first F, wildly important, but second F, man, the thing that keeps the packs coming back. You're always in the mix on that. Tell the guys just a little bit about your F3 journey.
Been working out for 5 or 6 years now. Probably take the second F a little more serious than the first F.
No one can tell by your shirt.
Like to pace myself during the workouts. Work out just hard enough to eat and drink, kind of what I like. So met some good folks along the way. Hopefully I can keep on going.
That's great.
You guys will likely remember about a month ago, we had a great sponsor in the show called MGM Industries, making the best vinyl windows in the business. You go to mgmindustries.com or you hit up sales at windowreps.com if you want to learn more. Guys in construction, man, guys that are GCs, all that line of work, man, those guys make the best professional windows. They are the best, and it's our man Press On who brought that to us. So, Press, thank you for that. And if you need somebody in the window game, there's your guy. Look at that shirt. If you're watching online, if you're watching live on Facebook or YouTube, if you're listening on the podcast, you got to go back and check out the video. This dude knows how to get down on a Friday.
Call me, amigo.
Call me amigo. And just for the packs too, he's a humble guy. He's not going to talk about it, but he's also has been one of the most wildly successful site queues I think the Carpex region's ever had. Press-On's the only guy that I know that has 52 queues lined up before the following year. So he has an entire queue sheet done for an entire year.
Nobody recruits.
And so people have been trying to duplicate those efforts. Not to much success, but he's
often imitated, never duplicated for sure.
That's right.
It's a fun ride, brother.
All right, Press. We'll catch up with you later, man. Thanks for everything as always.
All right, man. Carry on. Press
later,
on.
amigo.
That's right. Peace.
See you.
Paul Gensler, better known as Press On, joining us on the top of the show to talk about the second half lunch that we just got out of.
Yep.
About
an
hour
good recap.
ago. I mean, that's live analysis, right?
Listen,
from
you and I frequent lots of different types of eateries and places. We know our way around different cuisines and different other things. When you walk into an establishment and there's maybe 45 people having lunch, and you're the only 6 gringos in the joint.
When it's filled with the native folks from the countries that are making the dishes,
all in.
Yeah, really good. Good spot. You can reach us offline. We'll be happy to share the name of the establishment with you, but we also want to keep it our little secret.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's check in with the fellas that are watching live across the social media platforms. Nathan Mills in there. What's up, boys? Flash checking in from F3618, Southern Illinois. What's up, Southern Illinois? Salute.
They've been on the roll lately.
You know the soil's got our back. That's how we do it. Good to have you, brother, as always. Welcome from F3 West Cobbs. Snowflake in the house, bro. Good to have you as well. And of course, yeah, man, 10 for 10 on the shirt is the comment from BM Smith. Yeah, 100% right on that one, brother. And as always, guys, you can be a part of the program. So if you go in the F3 Nation Slack machine, you look in the Mumble Chatter channel, you see the link to join us live on this show if you want to be a part of it. So you can still do it if you're watching live, or you can watch us across Facebook and YouTube. You can always catch the archives there. And then, of course, the podcast drops on those podcast platforms. A big how and a here to our man, Jim McMillan. What's up, Riptide? Good to see you checking in on Facebook as always. Up to some shenanigans, I'm sure, on a Friday.
Oh, no doubt. But that
I can only imagine
that one.
That's right.
I hadn't seen him in a hot minute. I haven't been out and about as much as I used to be.
That's right. We're going to bounce around. We're going to bounce around the F3 Nation today. It was a big week. Lot happening. Coming off of, for the East Coast guys, Blue Ridge Relay a week ago. We're into officially week 1 of the Iron Packs Challenge. Did that on Tuesday. It was hard. It's short. It doesn't take very long to do it. Guys could do it really fast.
Yeah.
But for me, it was a hard 20-ish minutes, maybe 21, 22, give or take a little bit. Thoroughly enjoyed 0 week, which was pretty tough. Thoroughly enjoyed week 1. Excited to see what the boys have for us. Week 2 is they're always cooking up something incredible, I'm sure.
Right.
Right. And we'll continue to get after it. That also at 9/11 this week, right? So just a marquee day in our nation's history.
Right.
So when we check in with the packs, we're going to see a lot of that as we get going. But let's thank a few of the fine folks that make this show possible. And we're always so grateful for what they're producing over at f3gear.com. It is your official source for all F3 gear and apparel. You know it. You wear it daily in the gloom. And not only is the gear built for you and built to withstand the toughest beatdown, but a portion of all sales benefit F3 Nation because F3 Nation owns the gear store. F3 Gear just launched a brand new ruckable fire pit. We launched that last week. Showed it to you guys. There it is again. If you want to get that in your ruck or in your cart and get it going as well. Plus, Malco just sent out his Malco's picks. So you got an email about that potentially yesterday, or it's also on the F3 Gear socials, his favorite things. That team at F3 Gear constantly building new partnerships to bring the packs the latest. So head over to f3gear.com and take a look. And we always thank the fine folks at Momentous. They are creating the best products to fuel you to perform your best in the gloom. So go to livemomentous.com. Use my code BrianJ. Save some cash today on things like whey protein, creatine, D3, all the vitamins you might need. They've got everything under one roof. And I'm going to save you a little bit of cash by using that code at livemomentous.com. Mentioned it there. Big day this week, right? It was Wednesday for 9/11 as we remember what happened to our nation 23 years ago. And you always take time to pause and we celebrate and honor, really honor is the better word, right? Moments like that throughout the course of the year. The F3 guys are great, as are Americans across the country, but we're always really good about those memorable days, those memorable moments of setting aside time to reflect in the gloom, but then also pour it out a little bit. And we obviously showed out across the nation in a big way with different 9/11 themed workouts, which is what we saw happening across the gloom. And The boys here locally got together. Another guys in Raleigh were doing their thing. It's all over F3 Nation. We see these things.
And everybody's got their own specific flavor or spin on it, whether you're in a tower stairwell or a football stadium, or you improvise like doing, 373 step ups with weight on your back. Like there's all kinds of different ways to skin a cat when it comes to this.
Well, easy now. We don't want to offend anybody. There's a lot going on in this nation.
Oh,
about
that's
cats
true.
Being skinned, so you might
Ohio,
cannot confirm. Don't be spreading any of that nonsense around here.
Also, too, would be remiss to say too. It's a very impactful day in my life, like everybody else's. Also, September 11th, 2012 was another impactful day in my world, in a lot of people's worlds, and that was the Benghazi situation. So
that's right.
A lot of hardcore memories, a lot of heavy weeks for a lot of people, leading up to and getting on the other side. We were reflecting on it this morning quite a bit during Shield Lock meeting, on not necessarily like where were you that day, but just like some of the more, perspectives and parameters about how we have instant communication and instant information nowadays. And if you think back to 2001, and you knew somebody working in Lower Manhattan or that worked in the World Trade Center and you lived in New Mexico, like how many hours and how much time would pass while you're watching this unfold on like CNN was about your only resource at the time. Maybe you had Netscape. I don't know. But, you think about how quickly we can grab a hold of something or something grabs a hold of us digitally. Yeah. It's a wild time how far we've come in just 23 short years.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the guys paid tribute across the F3 gloom, and let's head to Texas, the great region of F3 Aggie land, to put together a heck of a sizzle reel from their 9/11 stair climb. And so we go to Texas to see what the boys are up to as they share this, and we share it here with you on the F3 Circle of Trust.
Hey, I'm Scuba Steve. I'm with F3 Aggieland. We came out here to the Lookout Tower at Lake Walk. We just completed our 9/11 stair climb challenge. We ascended the tower 18 times for over 2,200 steps to commemorate the firefighters who climbed the towers on 9/11. We came out, we woke up, we got 1% better together, and we're better for it.
And obviously it doesn't end there, my brother. Great video. If you're watching with us live, or if you're watching back on the replay, Facebook or YouTube, you got to see it. If you're listening on the podcast, take a quick pause, go watch on the archives there. There's the boys of F3 Princeton in the Tiger football stadium getting after it. You love to see that.
Dos Equis back there?
Dos Equis for sure in the house.
Yeah.
One of the greatest places the guys do a stair climb every year, right on the back steps of the Lincoln Memorial. Outstanding. F3 Capitol showing out in a big way.
What is that on the steps there?
I think they're back. I think they're back on the backside of the steps that you're not usually familiar with, towards the road.
Towards the road.
They look to me like they're on the roadside. I would have to guess right on that circle.
It's not the mall side.
It's not.
No, that's Lincoln. Lincoln's looking at you. That's the mall side.
Well, then what the heck is that thing over there on the left?
I don't know what that is. That's what I'm
talking
about.
Something. Well, we've not been there in a while. They built something up. I don't know. Either way. Great work.
Maybe. You know what? It's probably some. It looks like there's a ramp. Maybe it's some sort of
not that important.
Deck.
Here's F3 Memphis getting after it. Bunch of packs there as well, doing their thing. Love to see that. The boys, of course, in Tuscaloosa, heading down there to, what's the name of that football stadium in Alabama? Dowd Stadium, maybe something like that.
No, it's Bryant Denny.
Bryant Denny, that's right.
It's on the stadium. It's in the picture, dude.
That's right there. Old Bear Bryant, and then whoever Denny was. Nobody. I don't know.
I'm not sure who this Saban guy is, but evidently he was important.
Saban, yeah, heck of a coach. So there's that one, and then we'll homer it a little bit. The boys Carpex getting together there after guys got in the very musty parking deck stairs over at the Cary Police Department. That was a musty, no air movement whatsoever. But great work, guys, as always. And not to be outdone, the fellows of Albany, Georgia had a little local news coverage of their
little earn media
9/11 stair climb. So let's head south to the great state of Georgia and Albany with WALB covering the PAX.
Here locally, more than 30 people and first responders showed up early this morning to do 60 laps on the stairs at the Albany Civic Center in downtown Albany to commemorate the nearly 3,000 people killed in the attack 23 years ago today. A local workout group, F3 Albany, started about 2 years ago and got inspiration to start the stair climb last year after seeing others do it.
What those men and women, those first responders did on 9/11 was an act of supreme sacrifice. And during the workout today, we had a break. There was a memorial, and the Marine Corps chaplain said that everybody was going down the steps, but he was struck by this one picture of the firemen going up the steps past all the people that were escaping. And those men went in there knowing that there was a good chance that they were going to lose their lives. And that act of sacrifice is an incredible, important part to me of what makes us human beings.
And we have a list of 9/11 remembrance events happening across South Georgia on our website, WALB.com.
How about our man Toll House representing?
That's
Way to
great. Good. Oh, also, this just in from Field Reporter 88, Matt Ryburn, who says the Lincoln Memorial is undergoing a major multi-year reno, and so that is a handicap ramp that is built to get those who need it up to the memorial.
All right, so it does matter. I didn't mean that it didn't
matter.
But
it is
there
good.
and there's 88
there.
himself.
Hey,
checking. You got a text me. You got a live text.
I did
on the air from 88. Well, he was probably just there in his tour de the USA, the 88 tour, the 88 stops of the.
Also,
United
he
States.
might just be plugged into all the goings on in
he's
national
just
parks.
a guy that just knows things. He's a guy that knows things. Who else is in the
Federal
house?
Register?
There's F3 Bruco, California love. Good to see you, man. Chiming in on the Facebook page as well. Bro, why don't we take a quick break?
Okie doke.
All right, quick break. We're going to hear from some fine folks to help make this show possible. When we come back, we're going to talk about your hunt for wellness tip from our man Bones about healthy mindset and a quote with Repeato that I'm excited about because I think I sent it to you. So let's take a quick break. We'll pay some bills when we're back on the other side of this break.
Welcome to F3, Fitness, Fellowship, and Faith, where men come together for something more than just a workout. Our core principles define us: free of charge, open to all men, held outdoors, peer-led, and end in a circle of trust. Whether you want to run, lift heavy things, or focus on bodyweight exercises, F3 has over 4,000 workouts available worldwide. Join us, experience the camaraderie, the challenge, and the transformation of F3, where men can get right so that they can lead right.
Hi, Joel Maurer, founder of Dink Ninjas. Dink Ninjas was dreamed up and started right here in Austin, Texas, a dynamic pickleball community. We arm pickleballers with the paddles, apparel, and accessories to dink like a ninja. Dink Ninjas is dedicated to supporting mental health awareness and cancer research. Shop our full lineup at dinkninjas.com.
Are you searching for connection? Do you struggle with loneliness? There is hope. We are F3, Fitness, Fellowship, Faith. Our mission is to plant, grow, and serve small workout groups for men for the invigoration of male community leadership. We have 5 core principles.
Free of charge, open to all men, held outdoors, rain or shine. Peer led, and it ends in a circle of trust.
Go to f3nation.com.
Welcome back to the F3 Circle of Trust. Your boy Hello Kitty and Repeato rounding out the program here as we've been taking a peek around the F3 Nation, see what the guys are up to in memorial of 9/11 this week, and a lot of great stair climbs and activity there. One more news item to deliver your way before we wrap this show up and do our standard hunt for wellness. Got a big event coming up this week we need you men to know about. You're going to want to dial in right here on the F3 Facebook or YouTube channel. Dark Helmet and Scratch and Win coming at you for the Accelerate. Everyone is welcome to join and learn more about how F3 is accelerating its mission and impact through generosity. Go to the F3 Nation Slack machine. Go to the Mumble channel. There's a place you can RSVP there. But tune in, man. September the 17th, 8 p.m. on the East. That's 5 o'clock for you Pacific, 6 p.m. if you're Mountain Standard Time. And learn more about how F3 continues to accelerate some vision being cast and what the next 43 feet looks like and the way in which you men can help be a part of it and help invigorate male community leadership. So that comes up this coming Tuesday, 8 p.m. right here, F3 Facebook and YouTube live. And you can be a part of it with a helmet and scratch and win there. So make sure you get that on your calendar. Okay, we've got the quote with Repeato, but before that, our man Dr. Tunis Hunt, better known as Bones in the F3 community, is your host of the F3 Hunt for Wellness show, and he's got a great tip for us this week about mental health. And in fact, I'm looking for it in my thing and I don't see it. So let me see if we can find it here. I'll tell you what, why don't we reverse engineer this thing? Let's QWR it real quick. I'm going to pull up Bones's. And we'll do that at the end. All right.
Happy to fire away. Do you have the one that I sent you earlier today?
Sure do.
You got that? I mean, you got that ready.
I got it right there.
There it is. This is why you liked it.
Yep.
And I don't know if you sent this to me or I think I saw it on the old Twitter machine, but I don't remember who. So maybe you did send it to me anyways.
I think I did.
Well, I saw it immediately, loved it for a number of reasons, and obviously wanted to talk about it with you from a brotherly standpoint, but also, I mean, you were General Grant last year for Halloween, so everybody saw it.
I keep this in my office. Just, you
need the side by side.
Beard's coming back. Beard's coming back. We'll be back to brother.
Like the one that we have with you that we took in my house.
Oh, it was amazing. It's one of the best nights of my life. The guys at the Fine Auto Shop where we all get our cars. Where my family gets our cars fixed.
Yeah,
I think you do as well.
Yeah.
Every time I walk in now, they're like, General.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. But back to the quote at hand.
Yes.
I thought this was really impactful. Thinking through like what it means to be, these guys are brothers in arms in history, right? But also brothers in humans, right? And I need to research this quote some more to figure out exactly what was the context of General Sherman talking or giving an interview or some kind of quote or talking to whomever captured this quote.
Right.
But for those that are not looking at the screen, here's the quote. He stood by me when I was crazy, and I stood by him when he was drunk. Now, sir, we stand by each other always.
Yeah, like it.
And that's General Sherman on General Grant.
And look, and what we don't know, some historian maybe, was Sherman really crazy? Was Grant really drunk? Or is it a playful bit of banter to show the way in which they actually then became united and stood together? Right.
I mean, if you think about what these guys were involved in the middle 1860s, crazy and drunk wouldn't be too far-fetched to think about what it takes to go day to day.
Sure. Well, I love it. I love it from the standpoint of, and now that we stand by each other always. And
that's
the sort of lock and shields in a pretty pivotal time in our nation's history, one would argue.
Yeah. And then from an F3 perspective, right, your shield lock or your tightest of hombres in your region or just your region in general, we see this on the show time and time again where people are standing by each other always, whether they're going through something professionally, personally, marriage, health, financial, you name it.
Yeah.
We stand by each other always.
That's right.
And it's a good example to set for your household and your children. It's a good example to set for your neighbors and your kids in your workplace. So it's actually pretty perfect quote. And it also shows that nobody's perfect.
That's right. Yeah.
And we all have our downtimes. We all have our brokenness. We all have shortcomings that we need to rely on each other for. And stand by each other always.
Well said. What part of no Oyo did you not understand?
Right.
Right. Like roll by. All right. Let's check in with Bones. We got it. Did
you find it? Did Fat Max get a hold of the file?
Fat Max dropped it into the show here. And so we are locked and loaded with Bones talking about this week's health tip around healthy mindset.
Hello, COT Podcast. It's another great day for wellness. This is Bones with a health tip for the PAX of F3 Nation. PAX, let me ask you a question. Are you achieving all of your health goals? Now, be honest. If you are like most people, there's probably something about your health that you desire to see improvement on. Despite eating healthy and consistently posting in the gloom, you just can't quite hit that weight goal or performance benchmark you desire. Why is it that despite good intentions and even strong desires, that so many people fall short of achieving the health status they desire? The answer to that is much simpler than you think. Most people fail to reach the health goals they desire because they haven't taken the time to actually think about what they want to achieve. Sure, they have vague wants and wishes to lose some weight or exercise more, but most can't describe in detail what perfect health would look like. How can you possibly hit a goal that you can't see? Think about that for a moment. If you haven't taken the time to describe in detail what it is you desire, how can you possibly visualize, aim, and achieve it? Research shows that the subconscious brain, which is responsible for your actions, can't differentiate between something real or imagined. In other words, if you think about a desired outcome, even if you haven't actually achieved it yet, your brain will think and act as if you had. So what does this mean for achieving your health goals? If you can get crystal clear about your goals and visualize that you have already achieved them, then your subconscious mind will direct your actions in such a way to move you towards your goals. If you continue to see yourself as unhealthy, overweight, and struggling with your health condition, you will continue to do the very things that got you there. But on the other hand, if you see yourself at your ideal weight, full of energy and healthy, then you will begin to act and do things necessary to achieve it. Now, I know that this may sound a little new age or woo-woo, but there is actually a lot of science behind this, and those of you willing to try it will be pleasantly surprised. So Pax, get crystal clear about your health goals. Write them out in detail. Visualize yourself as already achieving them, and start taking the actions necessary to achieve them. Kitty and Repeato, I see you boys as perfect specimens of health. Keep up the good work, man. This has been Bones guiding the Pax of F3 Nation on their hunt for wellness. Gotta go.
You probably want to put you want to put some glasses on there, Bones.
Yeah, you want to borrow these?
You want to borrow them, right? Borrow them glasses. Good show, dude.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for hanging out with us on Friday afternoon, boys. If you're watching live, appreciate it.
Yeah, I love a Friday show here.
Okay.
I asked the Pax to send us some notes on whether or not that was good for them.
Well, I can promise you it was wildly satisfying. Yo, boys, Roll Bar checking in live for once, checking in with him.
Nice.
Also, our man, Jason Tompkins, multiple check-ins from the Berg, St. Pete, Florida, claims to be the most beautiful AO in the nation. The boys in Cape Fear might fight you.
Yep.
But I'm sure it's nice.
I'm sure it's nice.
I'm sure it's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Sure, it's gorgeous. And apparently 88 says we got to talk about GTE 55 in the UK next week. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
You get him on the show.
Yeah, I'll work on that. He's going to be across the pond at that point. So we'll have to do some math. It'll be okay.
Do the math, whatever. Love you, dude.
All right, man. Love you too.
Same to you guys. Have a great week. Keep getting after it. This has been the F3 Circle of Trust. If another man hasn't told you this today, we love you. The nation does as well. We'll see you next week on the F3 COT. Bye. This has been the COT Podcast, connecting the Pax of F3 Nation to something bigger than themselves. Please rate and review our show. Follow us on Twitter at F3COT Podcast and connect with the show at COT@F3Nation.com or by leaving us a voicemail at 844-4COT-PAX. I'm Brian Jodas, 42, Hello Kitty.
And I'm Jamie Roseborough, 40, Repeato.
And this has been the Circle of Trust Podcast.